Hi loves, I am Real Wendom and you're welcome to my channel. Today's tutorial you're going to be learning how to make this beautiful pointy cone sleeve. It is actually very simple, and for this tutorial you're going to be needing a paper gum or any form of visible interface. You're going to be needing fabric of your choice. What I have here on the table is half yard of fabric because I'm using this to make just one of that sleeve. If you are to make this sleeve for two parts of your hand, you're going to be needing 1 yard of fabric. Now first you're going to fold your fabric into 2 and again fold into 4. Okay, now for the 6th fold you are going to fold it into a triangular form, just as you can see on the table right now. Now from here you are going to determine the length of your cone sleeve. So for mine here, I'm making use of 7.5 inches plus half an inch for my stitching allowance. So I have here 8 inches. So I'm going to start from the pointed part of the fold and then mark around the fabric 8 inches, as you can see me doing like this. And once I was done with that, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. Now after you are done cutting out, you are going to have to open this up and you would see that we have our lining piece and then our actual piece at once. Okay, but before we get this, we are going to go ahead and slash this because this is like a full circle. Okay, so to get your half circle, that is 180-degree flare, you're going to go ahead and slash this into 2 so that we could have our lining piece and then our actual piece. But if you want to make use of different fabric for this sleeve, that is, if you want a different fabric to be your lining piece, in that case you're going to fold just once and then fold into a triangular form. Okay, and then you cut it out, and then when you want to cut out your lining, you place the first flare on top the lining piece. Okay, now once you are done with this, you're going to turn over to the wrong part and then you are going to fuse in your visible interface. So this my visible interface is a paper gum. You can make use of hairstay, you can as well make use of peplum stay if you want it to be that firm. All right, now I am done ironing my visible interface into the fabric. Next I'm going to go ahead to my machine, as you can see me, and once I get to my machine, the next thing I'm going to do is to face my 2-piece right side facing each other. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and stitch the circular part using half an inch all around. If you are not understanding what I am explaining, you have to glue your eye to the screen. This video is very simple and this sleeve is actually very easy to achieve. Now you guys, if you are coming here for the very first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. Turn on your post notification to get notifications once I upload a new video. Okay, I will love to see you in my next tutorial. Now you can see what I am doing. I'm sewing this using half an inch, and once I was done, I'm going to go ahead and cut my threads. And after I cut my thread, next I'm going to trim off this seam allowance, or you go ahead and place a notch on your seam allowance so that it could lay flat when you turn it around and iron this. Okay, so this is actually the reason why we are cutting out our seam allowance. Now I am done cutting out the seam allowance. Next, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to the right side. Can you see what I'm doing? Once you are done turning it over to the right side, go over to your ironing table and make sure you iron this to be very flat. So I've gone ahead to iron mine, and next I'm going to fold this into two, just like I'm showing you right now. And what I am going to do now is at the down part of this sleeve, I'm going to go ahead and come in by 1 inch, and at the upper part, which is the pointy part, I'm going to go in by 3/4 of an inch. Sorry, not 3/4 of an inch, 0.25 inch. Okay, which is 1/4 of an inch. Now that I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and stitch. Okay, and these your stitches, remember to use a tight stitch, you guys. And once I am done stitching this, I'm going to go further to cut out my excess allowance, because you can see that the seam allowance could be very bulky. Okay, and if you don't trim it out, it's going to affect the sleeve from laying flat. Okay, so we are going ahead to trim off the seam allowance, and once we are done with this, I'm going to flip the sleeve over to the right side. And you guys, that would be all for this tutorial. So you are going to make sure to use a sharp object or any object you can lay your hand. You can see I made use of my scissors to bring out the pointy part of the sleeve. And you guys, next I'm going to place this on the mannequin for you to see what it looks like. Okay, now if you want this sleeve to be two, just like the one you saw on the screen, you're going to cut out another one, but then it's not going to be the same length. You guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.